Welcome to Let's Talk About It. Here we go! Say yeah! Woohoo! Oh, that's a great line. That is a great line.
Almost fucking killed me! You're welcome!
Hey guys, what is up? And welcome back to the series. Like I said, I'm trying to keep up with this every day. We got more movie news every day, and I think we're getting a lot more now because of CinemaCon next week. And I think there's going to be a few surprises in there, like I talked about in the video you'll see coming up later today, where it's a bit longer than the usual on this series, but basically what's going to happen is I went over everything in CinemaCon, but today we're not talking about CinemaCon, we're talking about the movie news. The movie news came out today. We got a lot of juicy stuff. A lot of juicy stuff. So let's get into it with this first topic. Now, originally, I didn't even realize this was being made into a movie. Maggie Gyllenhaal, I think she's kind of gone away from acting to become a director. And I don't really think I've seen a Maggie Gyllenhaal movie before. I can't say what she's directed. I know everyone knows her from The Dark Knight. I believe she was nominated for an Oscar maybe like a few years ago. I think it was for it's called The Lost Daughter. I think that's what she was nominated for Best Director. Yeah, she was. Okay. Yeah, so she was directed for that, and I forgot that she's doing this Frankenstein movie, and it's called The Bride. It's kind of like a punk rock version of Frankenstein, which sounds really cool. We're recording Deadline, this is what they have to say. Christian Bale is a punk rock Frankenstein in first look at Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride. And I'll put the image of him up there. Maggie Gyllenhaal went to her Instagram and shared images for it. And it's got a pretty good cast, in it. Benning's in it, Penelope Cruz, and Peter Sarsgaard. Another Sarsgaard in there, in this movie. And this is basically the plot. So the plot is, according to Deadline, a lonely Frankenstein travels to 1930 Chicago to seek the aid of Dr. Euphorianus in creating a companion for himself. The two reinvigorate a murdered young woman, and the bride is born. She is beyond what either of them intended, igniting a consumable romance, the attention of the police, and a wild and radical social movement. And reading this sounds very interesting. Especially that story premise where Frankenstein, he's lonely. He's a lonely monster. He's I don't want to feel lonely anymore, and I want a bride. Okay, look at this dead woman, and him falling in love. It's a love story, and I miss movies like this. I miss when Hollywood used to tell really great love stories nowadays. One of the things, I know I talk about comic books, but the comic book genre is they don't really go into romance because they feel audience don't want to see it. Me, I want to see the romance. I love if that's a romance between Spider-Man and Mary Jane, that's great. But there's a lot of the I don't see this as rom-com. This is it's going to be serious drama. I think this can be good, but it's just an image. It's just an image of Christian Bale as Frankenstein, and it looks really, really good. Them kind of going for this different type of look. I believe there's another, type. I'm trying to think. There's one. I think it was of Andrew Garfield. I can't remember who's directing. Let me look. Frankenstein. Yeah, so it's called Frankenstein. It's with Mia Goth, Andrew Garfield. It's the Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein movie. So, not only are we getting Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride based on the Bride of Frankenstein, but we're getting a Frankenstein movie by Guillermo del Toro. So we're Frankenstein fans are really eating it up. Actually, no, it's not. Oh. I'm very, very excited to check this out. Maggie Gyllenhaal, I didn't see The Lost Daughter, but this movie is getting me intrigued to see what she's going to do with it. What are your thoughts? Are you guys excited for Frankenstein? Are you excited to go see this movie? Or you're I'll pass. Frankenstein's not really my jam. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Alright. let's move on to our second topic here, and that is this. The DCU, the new DCU by James Gunn and Peter Safran, has been very highly anticipated. And we have been looking forward to the Superman movie that's coming out. You know, they're filming it right now. James Gunn's busy at work at it. But we're wondering, what's the next film? We kind of think the next film they'll be doing is going to be Supergirl. And we know who our Supergirl is. Mia Alcock from Game of Thrones House of the Dragon will be it. And the writer, they have a writer who's brand new. And, you know, the writer, I can't remember her name, but she's written a lot. She hasn't written a lot before, and this is kind of her, really first major movie. And we've been wondering, who is going to direct it? Who's going to direct it? Well, right now, according to Deadline, they wrote an article saying, Craig Gillespie in talks to direct Supergirl for DC Studios. And at first, you know, I was like, okay, Craig Gillespie, where have I heard that name before? So I went down and looked at his credits, I'm like, oh, he's directed 2 films I think are very important for him to go to this. Cruella and I, Tonya. Now, I say these films are important for him to do this because I, Tonya, Oscar-winning film, and kind of put, like, Margot Robbie on the map. Put it on the map, and that was a very good story. And then Cruella, you know, maybe it's not talked about much, but Cruella is one of the better live-action Disney, live-action movies made about one of their animated characters. Emma Stone was great in it, and I think, you know, he is the perfect guy to get for this. You know, this is going to be a story of not your Supergirl that we really know. You know, this is a Supergirl who's kind of, like, a bit dark and jaded. And, you know, I feel like with Cruella, like, how they did Cruella, like, he can do that very, very well. And, you know, it's not confirmed yet that he is doing it. It's not confirmed that he is signed on. He's just in talks. And usually when you get into talks, that means the movie's starting to gear up, starting to get ready. You got a story. You know, the story's going and they're getting ready to go into it. And they're like, okay, we want you as director. And I think it's a terrific director to choose. And, you know, of course, you know, Cruella came out during the pandemic, so it only did $233 million worldwide. But, you know, that was during the pandemic. And I think it went straight to streaming as well. So that's very impressive for that movie. So I think you got a terrific person here. And I think, you know, you think, like, a lot of people are like, oh, maybe you should get a woman to direct Supergirl. Which I don't think I tell anyone to say that, but, like, you know, it's like I don't think it matters who directs it. You know, I think if you find someone talented, this is one thing, like, for Marvel, I think they're just trying to find the next James Gunn right now. When I look at the directors, like, they go like, okay, you haven't done a lot. Okay, let's put you direct this big studio movie. He has the experience with studios. You know, he did Cruella with Disney, so it's like, okay, he's had that studio experience. Tonya, Oscar-nominated film, a Best Actor nom for Margot Robbie. Okay, he's also a prestigious director. He does good indie films. Like, he is perfect for this. Perfect. And he's really the first one we've held besides James Gunn and maybe James Mangold for Swamp Thing that's going to be directing in this DCU. But what do you find? Do you think Craig Gillespie is a good choice to direct Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow? Or you're kind of like, nah, I kind of wish it was someone else. What are your thoughts? Please comment down below. And let's move on to our next topic here. And that next topic is this. Fantastic Four has been on an interesting journey, if I say so the least. It was, Ken Kaisi teased it in 2019 at Comic-Con. Then, in 2020, what was it? They announced that it was officially coming. And that that the director of Spider-Man, the Spider-Man movies, John Watts, would be directing it. But then, he left. It was a nice going away, like, he just didn't have time to do it. And so they brought in Matt Shakman, who directed, his credits are, he's done WandaVision. He did the WandaVision series, was great. And then he also worked on the Monarch Legacy of Monster series that just came out. And he's directing his movie. And I believe, over, like, 2 months ago, we officially got the cast for it. the cast for Fantastic Four, which included Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, Joseph Quinn as the Human Torch, and Ebon Moss-Bachrach as the Thing. But now we're wondering, when are we getting some more news? Like, we're itchy for that. Well, today is 4/4, so Marvel decided to take to Twitter or Instagram or wherever you're looking at it and give us our first look at what Johnny Storm is going to look like when he says "Flame On." And I know it's not the biggest thing, it's not the hugest thing, but it's still really cool to look at and see the realization of Johnny Storm coming to life, even if it's concept art and it looks great. I think the thing I love about it the most is that you can see the four. In the past, I think the Johnny Storms would just been a guy on fire, covered in fire, and he just looked like a man on fire. Like here, like in the image, you can see this looks like a Johnny Storm from the comics. He's like the fire on his head kind of looks like a hairdo, and you can see the costume under the flames. I know it's just concept art, but this is what I imagine Johnny Storm to look like, and it's not huge. It is not the hugest news, but it really is great to see. It's great to see that I think this movie is gearing up to shoot this summer. Yeah. So that's very exciting. That we're possibly going to see some set images, and maybe we're going to get a realization of what it's going to look like. But just a little small thing, Johnny Storm on fire, great little tease, Marvel, for putting it on 4/4/4. So thank you for that. So what are your guys' thoughts? Do you like this image of Johnny Storm? How do you feel about it? Do you think this is what you thought it would look like? Please comment down below. And let's get on to our final topic here today, and that is this. Going back to Fantastic Four, we got some more news, an official casting alert, and this is from Deadline. The Fantastic Four, Julia Garner joins Marvel Studios movie as Shala Bal version of Silver Surfer. So that means we officially got our Silver Surfer in the MCU. And I know there's going to be some people who are a bit pig-headed say they're disappointed about it because Silver Surfer should be Guy. But Mike, what you're not understanding is, this is a version of Silver Surfer, not Norman Rad Silver Surfer. This is just another version, so there could still be a Norman Rad Silver Surfer. They do. But they're going for a different version. And, I think it's just cool to have a version of Silver Surfer out there. And you got a great... actress in Julia Garner in here who found her fame with Ozark, where she won multiple Emmys for that, and she's not like a super household name. Like, she's been in the TV space, and I think she's been trying to get into the movie space, but I think this will be her turn. Like, if Fantastic Four is good, which I'm expecting it to be, I have high hopes for it because I think Matt Shakman is a terrific director, but I think Julia is going to be very good, and I think the people who are saying that just because she's a woman as fantastic as Silver Surfer, it's not going to be good. I'm like, that's not how it really goes. It doesn't matter. You can cast anyone in a film. You can cast someone who's been in TV all their life. You can cast them. The thing that really I think make or breaks a movie, it's not just the performances, it's the writing. And I think Matt Shakman, what he did with WandaVision, what he did with Monarch Legacy of Monsters was really something. And those are two series that are major franchises, and he took really good care of them. He made good television, but this is a movie, of course, so we'll see what it can do. But, I'm very excited to see this version of Silver Surfer. I'm just ecstatic until I see set photos or something, that makes me not like something. Then I'm like, I'm gonna like it because I haven't seen her as Silver Surfer. I don't know what type of performance she's gonna go but also this kind of goes also with that Galactus is probably going to show up in the film, and it's not going to be the little cloud. It's going to be the cloud Galactus we saw in Fantastic Four: Rise of Silver Surfer. This is going to be big, planet-eating Galactus. At least I hope it is, but I think it's very possible now that Galactus is going to be the main villain of this movie. But what do you guys think? Are you guys excited that Silver Surfer is going to be in the film? Are you okay with the casting, or you're like, yeah, I'm totally up for the casting? please put your comments down below. And that's me it, guys. That's me it for this video. Make sure you like and comment the video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time. Peace.